bite, big bite, big bite. That could be a conger. Good evening. You join me on the mighty Menai Strait. I'm going to put a bait out for the cod. I don't know if the cod come this far up. There's a lot more fresh water up this end of the Menai. And I've got a conger rod set up as well. I know there's big congers here. And I've caught quite a few little straps, 3-4 pound congers here. Time is now 4:30, 4:45. So I'm going to fish it up for a couple hours. I've just dropped here because it's convenient and it's close to where I'm based. And yeah, it's a nice small tide which suits them up. Oh yeah, talking about slipping. I've just slipped on the rock down there, and I've got my seat box there. Not my car seat box, the seat box that you actually sit on. I've smashed the lid off it, and I've whacked my knee off the rock. So I'm going to show you these baits now, see what you think, and we'll get them in. It's quite deep here, there's a deep hole. If you cast too far, you're in the current. We'll give it a go. The right rod is, of course, you know, what's been doing the damage. Squid, lug, mussel, and crab. Just a big ball of goodness. And the left rod, let me come under here. Focus, focus. Just a big hook with a heavier leader and half a mackerel cut at the angle to let more sense out. Sense? Sense, not sense. Everybody needs a bit more sense, don't they? We all do. Right then, it's time to get the rods in. As you can tell, it's a lot darker. The water's rose a bit, and it's a bit later. I've not done nothing for about the last 45 minutes an hour. Just been sat on the rock, having a little chill there, waiting for it to get a bit darker and a bit deeper. I've got the tides a little bit wrong. It's still about 2.5 hours till the top of the tide. 2.5, 3 hours. So we're in the middle of the tide now, which is, well, everybody knows, or if you don't know, the middle of the tide in between high and low is when it's at its strongest, but it is only a small tide. It should start slowing down in another hour or two when it starts reaching the top. The right rod is going out now, right now, on this big ball of goodness. Obviously, I wouldn't mind if a cod picked it up, but I don't really know of many coming this far up. But I'm not a million miles away from where they have been coming, so you just never know, do you? But a lot of people say, from what I've been hearing, sounded like a scream then, hear that? Or am I hearing things? I hope I'm not hearing things down here at the back of this woodland on my own, stuck on this rock. But yeah, they're saying from Britannia Bridge down, it doesn't get as much fresh. I don't know why, but this part gets a lot more fresh, which pushes the fish down there. And my better fishing trips over the last few months have been the other side of the Britannia Bridge. This was convenient, and it's a lovely little spot. Even if you don't catch, it's just nice. I'm not going to get too close to the edge today to cast or anything. If I get a fish on, then I will go down a bit. I need to put that torch on because we've got overhanging trees here, and nobody wants to snag in one of them. So sort of get in between the gap of the trees with a cast, and then give it a little, and that's it. Just want to see how this holds. The left rod, the conger rod, is just going down in the margin, you see. So I'm going to see how this holds, because it might be a bit ferocious. We'll have a look. And it is a snaggy mark. A very, very snaggy mark. But where there's snags, there's fish. As I say, it is a small tide, so that could be my advantage today. See, that is not pulling at the moment. It is staying where I cast it, which is absolutely brilliant by me. That is absolutely bob on. This conger one is just on a running rig, and I think I've got I don't know if it's 100 or 150 pound rig material on it. You get a lot of congers down off this rock. Not too far out, it's nice and deep down there. Just a little gentle. That's not the place, because that's it, the kelp. Needs to be a little bit further than that, but you see it as it happens. I went to flick it in the water there and flicked it straight on a big piece of floating kelp in the side. Need to go a touch further out than that. So you can feel it all the way down now. Still going, look, still going. Hit the bottom. You normally get some congers down there. We take anything though. Obviously, I'd love a cod. That wouldn't everybody this time of year. But really, we're just going to bend in the rod and just have a couple hours chill. It would be nice to get into something like a huss, a bass, a cod, or a conger. Any one of them. It would be really good to get into. There's a lot of crabs here, there's a lot of snags here. If we get into some peckers, well, I don't think we'll catch any peckers today, not on the baits we got out, but we could get crabbed and snagged, which it could be one of them, but I'll stick it out. This is more of a chilled out session for me. I'm just going to leave the camera over there rolling and just take it easy. No rushing, no up and down with tides, no worrying and stuff. I'm here in a nice deep spot. I haven't got to move for the next couple hours. I've smashed my seat box because I fell over, but there's a few nice rocks around here, so I'm just going to sit down and enjoy a couple hours chilling on the Menai. I'll bring you back when I get that first bite, because it won't be long. Definitely in a back eddy, because the Menai is flowing from right to left. When I cast that rod in, it looked like it was level. Now it's pulled to the right, so the flow is going round and pulling me back in. Don't know if that's good or bad. Will the fish be in the main flow? I'm guessing if the cod are coming through, like what's happened on a couple of recent sessions, they'll come through on the flow and out on the flow. But will they also come onto the shallower, more slacker waters to feed? I don't know. Just had a tug on the left one, down in the side. It was only a little tug, but there has been crab activity on both, as you can see on the right one now, see? That's either crabs or some little peckers or something. It's just getting little taps. If it was a decent fish, it would have went over. But there is activity. The left one could have been a crab as well. Well, that's better. Look, he's pulling down, that is now. That's better. That's the big bait, a slow pull down. Maybe that isn't a crab. See how it unfolds. I do think it is a crab. Right, that rig's going round to the left, fast. Huh? There's a fish on that. It's drifting round to the left really fast. Unless he's just come up and gone in the current. That bait was over there, and I've just watched the line in my hand going like that. So it's either a fish taking it, but it's too steady and calm, or it's hit the flow and it's drifting. Don't know. I think there might be. Yeah, there's something on it. Maybe it was weed at the line, I don't know. There's something on it. Don't want to get too close to the edge because I'm here on my own. There's definitely a lot of weight to it. What's that? That is a massive crab. Jesus, that's the biggest crab I've ever seen. Let me go and get that. It's on the rock. That is a massive crab. That was so weird. I just seen my line start moving to the left really, really fast. Right, there he is, look. He's a big brown edible, see him? But I'm not going to reach down there, obviously, and try and get him. I don't need him. It's probably in size, that, to be fair. Anyway, what's going on with that rod? Yeah, that was really, really weird, because that's a big crab. It had the weight to it. I was watching the rod tip. He had two really slow pulls like that. So the crab's obviously picked it up, and then the crab's gone in the current. I've been watching the line off the rod going... So I thought, first of all, a bit of me thought he's had a ray, picked it up and just started drifting. And then I thought weed, but it was a big crab. Right, let's get it back in and go again. I reckon this one's been crabbed for fun. Let's have a look. Well, let's have a look what's left of this mackerel. If that bait out in the current in a pulley pennel like that picked up a crab, what's a mackerel going to do on the bottom down by the rocks? That's probably been destroyed within seconds. But yeah, as I say, like when you're on your own like that, how many people might have reached over then to grab that crab or gone to the edge of that rock there? You know, just little things like that could save your life. Definitely. Oh, was that a pull? I called this at the beginning. Didn't I say crabs and snags, or snags and crabs? We've had a crab and a snag. You got to be careful what you wish for. If you think it and say it, it's probably going to happen. So now I'm not going to say crabs or snags. I'm going to say fish. Oh, high up, duck. We got something. We've got everything but the hook. Right, I'm just going to tie another hook on there and drop it back down. That's not too bad. That's not too bad, actually. But it was a crab and a snag, which is exactly what I said. Right, cut the camera off, rebait that rod back up with a big cod bait, rebait this up with a mackerel bait. I'll get the rods in and I'll bring you back. Subscribe now. Bite, big bite, big bite. That could be a conger. How have I missed that? No way! Bloody hell! How have I missed that? Whoa, 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 whoa. Wow. I don't know what you've seen of that. I was behind the camera because I stand behind the camera ready to hit record if something happens. And before I've hit record, it's gone buff, buff. So I've hit record and then just run over. I don't know what happened when I run from the camera to here. But that was going some. It has completely mangled up that mackerel. Safe to say that was not a crab. I'd think conger. It's exciting, isn't it? I don't know what that was, but I'd guess a conger. I've rebaited up since. Half a mackerel again. I'm in the tree. Oh, for God's... Oh, mate, the tree. I don't know what you can see of that, but it is. Let's try and light it up a bit. It's half a mackerel cut at the angle again with the up proud. I've moved the rod rest because I had it completely side on so you could see all the bites. Thinking of you, like you say, bringing you the best fishing viewing on YouTube. But now what I've done is I've put it more that way. So instead of me having to climb over here and hit the fish from there, if I'm just here in my light, I've literally just got to walk here and hit it. So I did nearly lose my pod for any of you that's in there. And when I lifted up, it all went over a bit. So I've actually lowered the rod tips and made it a bit more secure. Now I've hooked myself in the belly. There you go. And I'm going to flick it back down. I did go a little touch further out with this one. Wasn't much. Just wanted to make sure I make the snags. Because obviously these boulders won't just go down and then it's clean. You've got boulder, boulder, boulder. So I'm flicking it about, not far, 10 yards out. And obviously when I'm feeling that down, that bait will be dropping back in. It's really deep there, look, still dropping, still dropping. To put money on that being... It's a bit too aggressive for a doggy. I would say huss or conger, but it could have been anything. But my money would be on a huss or a conger knowing this mark. But a bass will smash a good mackerel, as we all know, because I've had a double figure bass on one. So it doesn't mean it couldn't be a big bass. And we know the cod love a bit of mackerel and a live bait pecker and whatever. I'll never forget. It wasn't last winter, I think it was the winter before, a couple of years ago. I was fishing on Land Under No Wall with Mike, that's a bite, and I caught a pecker on a little 2-hook flapper and I was bringing it in. I was just about to lift it up the wall and this cod has hit the mackerel, not the mackerel, sorry, the cod has hit the pecker. And anyway, I was bringing it in, I was just about to lift it up and this cod, I bet it wasn't far off double, has hit it, and you can ask, that's a bite Mike, this, he was there. I've tried to lift it up and I've lifted the fish about that far out of the water and it's let go. It was a cod of probably 8 to 10 pound, a good one. That was a couple of years ago. And you know, after that, I went down there for 3 or 4 nights in a row, fishing, live bait whiting and dead whiting in the same area, nothing. But we clearly seen this cod, we had the torches on it, it hit it there, we was like, oh, and lifted it up. He said come out of the water and half its body and then just let go and dropped. It was a chunky cod. 2 years ago that was. So they do have a big fish bait. Anyway, so look at this one now. This one that hit the channel about 10 or 15 minutes ago. Right, no snag, that's good. Get your rods up and pump. Hold on, torch on. That's cost me a couple of seconds keeping the bait up. Come on, baby. You got all that kelp there, so we've got to pump, 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 pump. Let's have a look what's happening with that. There's literally about the size left of half a ragworm. It was a big ball of goodness. So we've got to go again. Right, I'm going to leave that camera on while I bait this up, just in case that thing goes again. Because it would not surprise me. I'm going to get a big ball of goodness. Well, that's twice today. To be honest, I don't know if I'm going to put that in the video, but it just proves, don't it? I've got boots on, I've got a light on, and if that would have been on the end, I could have been in then. You keep your eye on that rod while I bait this up. Oh, bite on there. I was about to cast this out and there was a bite on there. That's a bite. Oh. I'll tell you what, I've hurt my wrist now. It's 2 falls since I've been here. Now I was going to take that, there is a bite on here yet. That's a conger bite, I'm sure. Come on. I'm going to hit it on the next bounce. Yeah, fish on. Oh, whoa, that's spoiled. Doesn't feel massive. And it is a conger, as I said. It's only a strap, but I predicted that. As I say, that's the only time I'll go on the end to land a fish. Oh yes, we got the first fish. It's a little strap conger. No bigger than £2 this one, but it's very welcome. You know what, I was going to take that clip out of me falling then, but my motto is, it's real fishing. I've said it for years and years. You see it as it happens, it's real. And that was real. So I'm going to leave that in. It might make people think, come down in pairs. I can't do no more. I've got a good light. I've got good boots on, but it is getting a bit frosty and it's slippy. So it's one of them. If I come here again at night, I'd probably come with somebody else. But yeah, I'm here now. And that's how it is. But yeah, we got a strap. Might have to get my T-bar out to unhook this. Happy days! That was a bit of action for you, wasn't it? I've got that big ball of goodness on here I'm going to put out now, which is ragworm, blow lug, squid, crab and mussel, and that's going out. I think we've manifested everything tonight, haven't we? I was talking about slips earlier, and then I slipped. I said it's going to be crabs and snags. The first 2 casts was a crab and a snag, and when I had that bite, I said that was most likely a conger bite, and the second one was. So everything I've said has come true. So what I'm going to say now is the next fish, it's probably going to be another strap conger. That's what I'll predict. But yeah, it's all happening. This is getting really, really slippy on here, to the point where I'm probably going to call it soon, to be honest, and get off this mark for the, you know, the water's getting higher. It's getting colder, so it's going to get a bit more moisture on it and a bit more slippy. And it did freeze up last night. Don't want to be up here when the tide's sort of level with these rocks, with it being icy, with the powerful flow of the Menai. It's probably going to have another half hour or so before it gets too high, and then get on my way. It's pretty much just mackerel head, that is. I'm just going to hook it on. Oh, I'm bleeding on my hand as well, look from when I fell. What a noddy! But what do I say in every video? You see it how it is, and that's exactly how it is. Because how many of you drop your bait elastic in a puddle like that, and then it goes all around your line, tangled, look. Just had a good bite on the right one then. Good bite, a proper whack. That was on the cod type bait as well. It's a proper whack that was. Just one big whack, boom, and back up. Still something there, look. Here we go, here we go. I have learned over the last few months not to eager beat. That's a drop back. It's a drop back then. I have learned. Oh, I've got bite elastic tangled all around my arm. Wind it back up. I have learned not to eager beaver the bites. Go back 6 months, 12 months ago. I'd have hit that already. Whack. I'd have been on it. The rig would have been in and in my hand now with no fish on it. Yeah, see, he's dropping back and pulling. There's something on there. Here we go. That looks doggy-ish, doesn't it? That looks doggy-ish. There's definitely something going on, isn't there? Yeah, dropping back and then tightening. I wouldn't say that was a crab. I'm just going to tighten into it a little bit. See what goes on. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have said it was a crab. Looking at the first pull just before I put the camera on, it was one like, boom. Don't eager beaver it. Let the fish snuffle it. You imagine you're eating a big sausage or a hot dog or something, and there's a hook in it, and you know somebody wants to catch you. You have a little nibble or a bite before you got to the hook, and they go, it's out your mouth, innit? Now you wait till you've gone and snuffled the lot, and somebody does it. They've got you. That's the way I think of it anyway, and I think that is a good example of to imagine what's going on down there now. Or you could do what I've just done and leave it too long, then that person has ate the hot dog, felt the hook in the mouth, pulled it out, flossed the teeth of it, then threw it away. That's probably what that fish is doing down there. Because it's gone. I should have hit it. I should have eager beavered it and hit it. And from the safety point of view, I know people might fish on rocks or whatever, everybody does it. But I always like to put safety first in my videos. Anybody fishing on this rock or coming here off my video or coming on any rock off my videos or anything, or just fishing rocks in general, you know, you have to be so careful. So careful. You know, people slip and go missing all the time, don't they? You know, all everybody wants to do is go home safe. That's the main thing, isn't it? Never ever take any risks that you don't have to. Never. Anyway, whatever was on there has gone, so let's have a look what it's done. Unless there's something hung on there. Oh, there's a lot of slack line. I'm going to chuck it back out, but I'm going to really launch this one again in the channel. So I've got a bit of bait that needs using up, and it's not going to go again. Snag. That could be a snap off. Has it gone? Has it come back or has it gone? Oh, I've lost the lead. I've lost the clip for the lead, and I've straightened the hook out. The hook has gone straight. So we're down to that big ball of goodness now. I'm going to pack this rod away, give that 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to leave the camera on for the next 10 or 15 minutes while I'm having a slow pack up over here, just in case it goes. You'll see what happens. Wouldn't it be nice? Have I got the line nice and tight? Will we notice a bite? Oh yes, we will. So we have the biggest bite of goodness all night that we've put out. The tide's slackening off. Everything is perfect. I'm going to have a slow pack up and hope that that goes bang. Well, that's going to be it. I'm going to get the rod in. We're just in slack water. It'll probably fish for another hour or so, but as I've said, I'm just come out for a couple of hours and have a dangle. I think we're going to call this video Crabs, Snags, Congers and Slips. There's always a bit of drama right now. The water's just started slackening off now. It'll probably fish for another hour or two. There's probably plenty more bites. If I put the conger rod back down there, now is the prime time for congers. They come out in the slack water. They don't like the currents. Well, you've got a high tide like this now. You can see, I don't know if you can see down there, there's literally nothing moving. It's gone like a lake out there now. It's really slack. The congers will be all around here, but you know what I'm like. A couple hours fishing and I'm gone. I can't be arsed setting the rod up again that snagged. And I want a bit of food. And you see exactly how it is, and that's how it is in these videos. I do genuinely say it how it is. So anyway, that's going to be me done. I hope you like it. I'll see you all in the next video, which won't be long. So if you like it, and you like this type of stuff, please hit the subscribe button. It is all free. If you don't want to do that, leave us a comment. Even if it's a nasty comment and you don't like me, leave us a comment. If you don't want to do that, hit the thumbs up. And if you haven't done none of them, thanks for watching. Because if you're watching this, you're watching. So thank you. And I'll see you all in the next video. It's not going to go over, is it, that rod?